Hello, this is Robin Lutke at Edina Realty Mortgage, and today I'm going to talk about the differences between a home inspection and a home appraisal. So, when a buyer puts an offer together to buy a home, part of that purchase agreement will state whether the buyer wants to do an inspection on the home and how quickly they will have that inspection done. If their offer is accepted by the seller, then they need to get an inspector into the home. Usually, realtors have great referrals for inspectors that they trust, and inspectors are licensed. So, the inspector is going to go in the home and take many hours to go through the home and will look at electrical, plumbing, foundation, the roof, just many things in the home, appliances, and write an entire report that's many pages long about the condition of everything in the home. The buyer and their realtor will go over that report and make sure that they are aware of everything that the inspector had stated on the report and the condition of things. And then we'll determine, one, do they want to still move forward with the purchase of the home? And two, is there anything based on that report that the buyer wants to ask the seller to repair prior to closing? Right now, we are in a market with a lot more buyers than homes on the market. So it is not very common for a buyer to ask a seller to pay to repair anything based on that report. But there are times in the market where there are a lot of homes on the market and not as many buyers. And in those types of markets, the sellers are more apt to fix something if a buyer asks for it, because they definitely want that buyer to purchase their home. But again, currently, it's not as common for a buyer to have the seller fix things, but the report is just really good information for the buyer to know what's going on with the home and, maybe what are they going to want to take care of once they move into the house. The inspection report is not shared with the lender or the loan officer. It's not part of the mortgage financing. So once a buyer knows that they're moving forward with the home and now they need to get their mortgage moving forward towards closing, the lender is going to order an appraisal. Appraisal is similar, but they really serve different functions. So a licensed appraiser is going to go out to the home and take a look at the measurements of the home, the beds, the bath, the condition, the overall condition of the home. And it's going to put an appraisal report together. But also his job is to take a look at similar homes that have sold, say in the last 3 to 6 months, that are very similar to the subject property. And considering the style of the home, they try to keep those comparable, the number of beds and baths and square footage, but they can make adjustments if there's differences, because obviously, there aren't identical homes out there that have sold. So they make adjustments to the comparable homes so that it is more closely related to the subject property. And they use that report to determine, is the home worth what the buyer is paying for it? So the appraisal will determine if the sales price is supported. It is a great report. The buyers do also get a copy of the appraisal, but it's primarily for the lender. The buyer pays for it, but the lender needs it to approve the buyer's loan. So once that is completed and the appraisal is reviewed by an underwriter and approved, then the buyer can continue to move forward to closing. So 2 reports that are done during the purchase process, the inspection and an appraisal, are similar but serve very different purposes. But it's great to know the differences and what each is used for. Thank you very much for your time. Again, I am Robin Lutke with Edina Realty Mortgage.